She'd bring chocolate.
Okay.
I'm taking 2. It might last me.
Hey, David, can I put in may I put in a request for something chocolate? I can. Hershey's Kisses with no nuts would be nice.
If you give me $100, I'll go get some right now.
We do it before we leave tonight?
And then we won't have a quorum, and then we'll have to do this all over again. No, I won't. It's not worth $100.
Fine, okay.
Pass them around now.
While you're the attorney.
Out there.
We're good to go. Marty.
Okay.
Oh, they didn't.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the meeting of the Board of Adjustment of the Town of Montreat. It is Thursday, February the 26th, 5:01 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Ed Kramer, and I am the Chair of the Board of Adjustment of the Town of Montreat. And just for the record, this is the first meeting that I am actually chairing, so a little leeway, please, from the audience. All right, so, we have in front of you, it says introductions, so what you have here are the members of the Board of Adjustment. In front of you here. And, okay. Do we need to introduce each other or not? Well, their names are in front, so
Yeah.
you see them. Okay, great. All right, we need a certification of quorum at this point. So. Go for it. Okay, so I ask for a motion? Okay. All right, I'm going to certify without objection that we have a quorum of the Board of Adjustment for this meeting. Okay, excellent. All right, I need a motion to adopt tonight's agenda. So, can I have
So
a
moved.
motion?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Discussion? Any objections? Okay, tonight's agenda for tonight's meeting has been approved. All right. I need now a motion for the adoption of the January 22nd, 2026 regular meeting minutes. So, can I have a motion for?
So moved.
Second.
All right. It's been moved and second. Any discussion?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, so now we're going to go right now into the order of approval. Is that correct, Alexis? Excuse me? Yeah, got my statement. Okay, here we go. All right, number one, we're going to deal first with the variance request for 435 Graybird Trail. We now open the evidentiary hearing for 435 Graybird Trail, PIN number, let me go slowly here, 072-00-74946-00000. All right? For the variance hearing, a 4/5 vote of this board is required to grant the variance. This hearing is a quasi-judicial evidentiary hearing. That means it is like a court hearing. State law sets specific procedures and rules concerning how this board must make its decision. These rules are different from other types of land use decisions like rezoning cases. The board's discretion is limited. The board must base its decision upon competent, relevant, and substantial evidence in the record. A quasi-judicial decision is not a popularity contest. It is a decision that is constrained by the standards in the regulation and based on the facts presented. If you will be speaking as a witness, please focus on the facts and standards, not personal preference or opinion. Participation is limited. This meeting is open to the public. Everyone is welcome to watch. Parties with standing have rights to participate fully. Parties may present evidence, call witnesses, and make legal arguments. Parties are limited to the applicant, the local government, and individuals who can show they will suffer special damages. Other individuals may serve as witnesses when called by the board. General witness testimony is limited to facts, not opinions. For certain topics, this board needs to hear opinion testimony from expert witnesses. These topics include projections about impacts on property values and projections about the impacts of increased traffic. Individuals providing expert opinion must be qualified as experts and provide the factual evidence upon which they base their expert opinion. Witnesses must be sworn in before they can give testimony. Angie. Skip that part? Go to disclosure? Okay. All right, good. All right, here's
push
the
it towards you. But yes, she's gonna swear in each person before they come to speak.
Fine, good
Yeah.
enough. Okay, disclosure. Number one, the parties to this case are entitled to an impartial board. A board member may not participate in this hearing if he or she has a fixed opinion about the matter, a financial interest in the outcome of a matter, or a close relationship with an affected person. Sorry, man. Does any board member have any partiality to disclose and refusal to offer?
All right, whose phone is that?
That's mine. Here's what we're going to do.
Well, you're the boss.
I'm sorry I didn't turn it off. Let's just put this in the other room.
That's what mute's for.
Sorry about that, people.
All right.
These are not as good as Sweethearts, David. They're good.
All right. So does any board member have any partiality to disclose and recusal to offer?
No.
Okay. The parties to this case have rights for any ex parte communication to be disclosed. Ex parte communication is any communication about the case outside of this hearing that may include site visits as well as conversations with party staff or the general public. Does any board member have any site visits to disclose?
Visited the site. I visited both sites.
I've visited both sides.
You have to eat it.
Got it.
Turn it on.
Does any board member have any conversations or other communication to be disclosed?
No.
No.
Okay, I did have some conversations with Alexis about process and applications, but nothing about the facts of any of these cases as the new chair of the committee. Okay, based on the disclosures we've heard from the board concerning partiality and ex parte communications, does any member of the board or any party to this matter have an objection to a board member's participation in this hearing?
No.
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 If not, we'll proceed with the hearing.
Move forward.
I'm gonna go get sworn in by Angie.
All right. I may ask, where did the Smarties end up?
What was your question, David?
Do you swear the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Did you want them back, David?
I just want one.
All right, if you could pull up presentation 1, please.
Order, please.
You happy now?
Good.
In no way was that a bribe.
All right. So for the first application, a variance request was submitted by Pal A. Frazier, property owner for the lot addressed as 435 Graybeard Trail, Montreat, and described as PIN number 072007494600000. This request is to Section 501.81 of the Montreat zoning ordinance to reduce the side setback requirement from 15 feet to 4 feet on the southern side of the subject property for the purpose of building a covered porch. Next slide, please. This application was continued from the January 22nd meeting. The property was posted with a sign, and letters were remailed to property owners within 250 feet of the subject property on February 16th. The applicant included additional information since the continuance, which included 4 new pictures and an updated cover letter. This new information was in your updated agenda packet that you all received. To begin, the size of the property is .27, and the current zoning and use is an R1 residential district. It contains an existing single-family dwelling. Next slide, please. All right, so again, the variance is to Section 501.81 of the Montreat zoning ordinance to reduce the side setback from 15 feet to 4 feet on the subject property, and you can kind of see that is the only thing that they're requesting. The subject property does have double frontage on both Graybeard Trail and West Virginia Terrace. All right, so next slide, please. The applicant requests a variance to add a shed-style roof attached to the house, balusters and screening to an existing stone patio. The town zoning considers this to be a covered porch. Per the zoning ordinance, covered porches, whether enclosed or not, shall be considered part of the building and shall not extend beyond the setback line. Since the existing patio is made of stone, the installation of a roof would not increase the amount of impervious surface on the property. The applicant indicated that the roof may hang a foot into the new setback line, which is allowable per the definition for setback line in Section 201 definitions, so long as the overhang does not extend into a neighboring lot.
Into a what? I'm sorry?
Neighboring lot. So it has to stay on his property if it's going to overhang into the setbacks. Next slide, please. The subject property is surrounded on all sides by the R1 zoning district and residential dwellings. Next slide, please. The slope of the subject property per the Buncombe County steep slope calculator is 20.33%. The subject property slopes upward from southeast to northwest. Subject property is not subject to the hillside development ordinance. There appears to be no streams or special flood hazard areas on the subject property. Next slide, please. So this is kind of where I'm going to end with my overview, but here are the town standards for granting variances. So that is up there. And we'll pull it back up to after you call the next witness, but you can go to the next slide if you want there. I can go one more slide so that, there you go, okay. So this concludes my presentation. I am actually leaving those up for the benefit of the witnesses to come up.
Okay, thank you, Alexis. So the next step is call witnesses.
You will need to swear them in before they
Right,
give
so-
testimony.
So anybody who's going to speak in favor and/or against this variance should be sworn in at this time?
Yeah, I would call the applicant up to speak.
Okay, fine. All right, so the applicant, please come forward. And so,
Come on, Mama.
She's the power, huh?
What's your name?
Mary Eloise Shepherd. Fraser Shepherd.
Okay. Hold on. Fraser. Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
okay, welcome. So before you start, just state your name, your address.
Okay, I live in Atlanta, but I'm part owner of 435 Graybeard Trail with my brother, Pal Fraser.
And you
And
are?
I'm Eloise Fraser Shepherd.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and so what we're hoping to do is to put a cover over our stone terrace. And our house was built in 1906, and we're very, very proud of it. And my mother grew up here in Montreat, and I did, and my husband's enjoyed it, and our grandkids, and we have wonderful cousins sitting right there who live right next door to us in what was my grandmother's house and is now their house on Graybeard Trail. So, and the house was redone in 1964. My parents were living overseas in Taiwan, and they bought the house, I think, from the original owners, and they had a porch put in. I mean, they took off the porch, and they extended the house and did a lot of remodeling then in 1964, and they built a stone terrace, which is wonderful. But it doesn't have a top on it. And so over the years, as we've added grandchildren and gathered in the house, we only have one large room. And we keep looking outdoors to that terrace thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we could move out there for a lot of gatherings? But y'all know Montreat and the weather. So that prohibits us from doing that. And we were just hoping to have a roof over it so that we could have another place to gather. And also, there's 2 holes in the stone terrace that my mother used to teach me to push the broom handle through to get the pine needles out, because that's where the water runs through when it rains, and it goes right down the front of our yard. And there's been a lot of erosion, especially after the hurricane, around our huge hemlock tree, which we've been told is one of the tallest in North Carolina. So we're hoping to maybe keep the water off that tree and move the water to the ditch. I'm not an expert on this because of the roof going over the terrace, the stone terrace. We're hoping that will help. So we see it as a benefit for all of us. And I've stared at it a long time from the Graybeard Trail looking up at the house. I don't think it would change the look of the house, which everybody loves. I think people enjoy driving by up Graybeard and looking at my mother's ferns going up the yard. And it's a long stretch of yard there. But I think it would be a good thing for Montreat and for our family. And I don't know the details. My husband's a building contractor, a road contractor. He knows a lot of that, so we could call him up as a witness next, okay? Y'all have any questions?
I'd like to know when, Eloise, my name is Danny. I'd like to know when the patio was built.
Patio was built, I think, at the same time.
64?
It'd be about the early 60s, because she got some good stonemasons in and some wood workers in there, and they did a good job. It's been there a long time.
Yeah, and a second question is, could you just speak to hardship a little bit? That's one of the more important questions.
The
that we have to-
hardship, well, it's one room. I mean, the house looks fairly big, but it's one room. We're all in it. We've got grandchildren and older people ourselves, you know, and then our kids, and we're all in there. Starts raining, and we're just kind of sitting on top of each other. And we would like a place in the years ahead to gather, where we have the option of the adults going outside for a few minutes or the children. And we feel like that would be a good use of our extra space that's sitting right there if we had a roof. Is that?
Yeah, it does, but the kind of hardship I'm talking about is a hardship not for you personally,
Mm-hmm.
a hardship that is relevant, particular to your property itself. That's the thing we're trying to decide.
The hardship to as it stands now?
Yeah.
Well, it
So
would be the water drainage from the
Mhm.
tree. It's hurting the front yard because of the holes in there, and that's where the water comes out and rolls down the yard.
That's helpful, thank
Does that
you.
make sense? Yeah. The roots are starting to show
Mhm.
from the tree. Y'all might have seen that if you visited the house. It's kind of a weird-looking front yard now, and we just feel like we do treat the tree, and probably the hardship would be in that direction.
Danny, if I may, if you
Mhm.
look at your packet, page 27, there is some answers to those, if that's helpful.
Other board members have questions before I ask mine?
Go ahead.
Okay, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4 season room?
I'm sorry,
Is
what?
it a 1 season, 2 season, 3 season, 4 season? Is there going to be heating, air conditioning in this room?
No. It's mainly we use the cottage in the summer, and there's no central air or anything, so we probably would use it through the fall and starting in mid-spring through the summer.
So there's no HVAC, heating, air conditioning in the room? Correct?
No.
Okay. And is it connected to the house at all?
There's a door,
So a door from the main house will now lead onto the porch?
yes, and there's sliding doors that lead into the room also on another part. Yeah.
I'm sorry, straighten me out a little bit. Now, where is the door to the outside?
There's two doors on the outside.
And there's sliding doors.
No, there's a opening and shut door, and then on the inside is a tiny little off room off the living room that was my dad's library, and that has sliding glass doors. Very small room, and that also opens onto the terrace.
Okay. Is it
One
bear-proof?
person can get it. There's one chair in there, and one of us can sit in there at a time. It's small, but.
Oh, you got to step up.
Sir, you
You have to be sworn in.
Yeah, please step up and
Please, yeah.
be sworn in by
You're
Angie.
welcome to speak, but you need to be sworn in.
Raise that hand. Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. And you're Steve.
I just wanted to say that the photograph.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Let me take it from here, please. Just go to Mike, identify yourself,
Yes,
please.
sir. I'm Stephen Shepard, and I'm her husband,
Okay, thank you.
and I was just going to offer that the photograph would give y'all an easy picture of where those doors that you were
Yeah.
questioning about.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can see the door, the screen door, and then right behind that table with the tarp on it is the sliding glass door. So there are two doors in the house that open onto that stone porch.
Okay.
Thought that would help.
No, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from the board members?
There will be walls, correct, or not? Screen doors, or screen
Please
framing
come up to the,
around.
you must come to the mic. What's your name? You need to speak to the mic if you're going to.
We're sorry to ask you that, but other people may be watching and they can't hear you unless
Oh,
you're
right,
speaking.
Right. Well, our builder might be able to address that. And so what's holding up the roof?
No, you need to come up. You must come up. Yeah. This is a quasi judicial hearing. People have to be sworn in.
What's your name?
Jeremy Sexton.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. Please identify yourself and
Afternoon, my name is Jeremy Sexton. I'm the president of Sexton Deck Builders, the contractor that is hired to complete this task.
thank you. Okay.
Any questions?
Okay. Any questions for this gentleman?
Yeah, I don't see any plans or anything. Maybe I missed the packet, but the picture that I see is not the same one you have there, but it's the same rendering. It will have screened walls. In other words, a screened porch is what you're basically making out of it.
Exactly. It'll be a one-sided shed roof that's held up
Yeah.
with 6x6 posts, and then that will get screened in.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else?
David, I was going to point out, if you look at packet page 32,
I'm looking
there
at
is
42.
32.
Yeah.
There's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Any other questions for any of the witnesses that have been sworn in? Anyone else want to speak? Okay.
What's your name?
Charles Thompson.
Okay. Thank you. I've been doing it wrong, haven't I? Nobody reads the note. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, thank you. My name is Charles Thompson. I'm here on behalf of the owners of 433 Graybeard Trail, the immediate neighbors closest to whom the setback would apply and any theoretical encroachment would apply. And certainly appreciate all that the board does here to protect and preserve this very, very special place that's been special not only to my entire family, but our very large extended family who include owners of 3 cottages in the Montreat area. I understand that the purpose here is to establish a finding of fact and a hardship, and really what we're doing here, which I think is probably something that is very, very, very normal for you all and that you're very accustomed to, and that is addressing things that predate some of these variances. And so we go back actually to the construction of my great-grandmother's property at 433 Graybeard Trail in 1936. Her daughter and son-in-law subsequently purchased the immediately adjacent property at 435. And at the time they purchased it, not only did it encroach on whatever future setbacks applied, it actually extended beyond the property lines. And so coincident with those upgrades, my great-grandmother actually had to deed over about 4 feet. So when you see that we're asking for, or that the applicants are asking for an exception to apply the standard setbacks instead of 15 feet to 4 feet. The reason it's 4 feet is because a 4-foot strip was deeded over to them so that they wouldn't actually extend beyond the property line, and so that they could get homeowners insurance. So as those neighbors, not only are we in support of their application, we're very enthusiastic about the upgrade that this represents to their property, and look forward to multiple generations and subsequent cousins and family all hanging out under that porch, or those of us as adults taking refuge under that new porch while all of the kids continue to make noise at 433 Graybeard Trail like they have now for going on 4 generations. In terms of the hardship, the hardship exists because from the time the house was built, it already encroached on the setbacks that were subsequently applied. And so anything that is ever done to this house is going to require any kind of variance. And so on behalf of the applicant and my family at 433, I would say that the applicant, Al Fraser, was not only is also very supportive of all the things the board does, but was also among the very first non-resident cottagers in Montreat after Helene came all the way up from Atlanta with an entire crew that spent the next several weeks trying to clear trees off roofs, including theirs and ours, and a number of other houses in Montreat. And Al had put up his crew at his own cost, and provided food and housing and all of that. So we're all very, very enthusiastic supporters of everything that you all are doing here, but I hope that this is something that is a fairly straightforward application, because there is no intention to expand the footprint whatsoever, except perhaps the overhang of the roof. Any questions for us as the adjacent property?
Super helpful, thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay. All right. Anyone else like to speak for or against the variance?
I'm not concerned, but I would just like to ask the question. Okay, we've got this screened porch, all right? From the top to the bottom, it's screened. There's a screen door leading from the outside to the porch. What kind of doors lead from the screen porch to the inside of the house?
A hardwood door.
You got to come up, please. Thank you.
A hardwood door leads to the inside of the house. The part you probably don't understand is there's steps leading from the stone terrace, which will also have a screen door opening from the porch onto the steps. So that's 3 doors. There's the sliding glass doors. There's the hardwood door going into the side of the house, which is a main entrance when you're not coming up the driveway. And then there's a screen door going down the steps from the porch. Does that make sense? You see the steps in the picture. You see the opening for the steps. There'll be a door there. Does that make sense?
It does, and my questions are coming from a completely different angle. And that is, a bear in Montreat is going to love your screen porch.
Oh,
okay. No, I'm serious, and he's going to take about 2 seconds to get through that screen door. And I want to know how he's going to be able to get into your house from that screen door. Are you safe?
What? That's a great question. That's great. Yes, because if he made it up the steps and clawed his way in, or if he came through the side screen, he's got a hardwood door or glass doors. Do the bears in Montreat make it through those?
Yeah, they'll come through a glass door.
They'll come through
a glass door.
They'll come through the glass door.
Yep.
Oh.
Bang.
Oh, they break. Huh? It's what?
It's in the image. They can see the actual wooden door there.
Yeah, they see the wooden door, yeah. But the glass doors are behind the blue table. See the blue table there?
There's another picture. Switch to the next picture.
Yeah, maybe we have another shot. Do we?
it is.
There they are. Yeah.
How old are those doors?
How old are they? They're fairly old, so, you know,
I just want to be sure you're building something that's safe.
Thank you.
That's
I know
all.
that's a great thing for me to discuss with my brother. Yeah.
Eloise, may I ask, they have withstood bear attacks thus far?
Yeah, we've never had them broken by anything. Not a bird.
The only thing I would think would be a different kind of concern is if you leave food out on that porch, you're going to get their attention.
Right.
And then, which you probably don't do in the weather. But
Right.
anyway, but other than that.
But which we've never thought of because we've never been able to have much food out there. So it'll be something for us to really consider. Appreciate it.
One other suggestion, don't start grilling out there.
Don't what?
One quick interjection, apologies. It occurs that this line of questioning about the safety of these glass doors that are pre-existing might be outside of the scope of the consideration of this variance. To the extent that the applicant wants to engage in this conversation, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to note that.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Okay, any additional questions of any of the witnesses by the board members? Okay. And no additional testimony from anyone else? Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
thank you. Okay. So, that ends the hearing, and now I guess we can go right into a motion.
No, you
Yeah,
go into
we can have
deliberation.
deliberation.
Yeah, discussion, right. We need a motion first, and then.
No, you're going to go into deliberation.
Okay.
Josh, could you pull up that findings slide, please, to help them out? Thank you very much.
Give them the motion first and then deliberate?
What page is that going to be?
I can't see a page number.
Okay, that's the town's, okay. All right, so for those who don't know, we deliberate in open, okay? So you're going to hear our discussion, and then we're going to vote. Okay. So, board members, do I need to read the six or not? Everybody's pretty familiar with them?
No, I'm just curious if there's any, like I found the conversation about having to change the property line interesting about the past. That was helpful for me to know.
Right, the 4 feet.
That this was, built in '64, that's helpful to know. That the building itself is going to be simple. It's going to be on the existing footprint. That makes sense to me. It's not changing any water management issue, although it could potentially help with drainage if you run the water from the roof a little differently, and that could be helpful to both people. So it seems like a really good idea to me.
So let me just point out to the board members, page 27, is the applicant's answers to these 6 standards. If you want to just take a look at that. Okay. Any board members have any questions about the 6 standards and how these facts, as testified to today, apply?
I think it meets all of our findings of fact. Looking at page 16.
You entertain a motion?
Not yet. Anyone else? Any other board members have any comments? Then I will entertain a motion. Okay, it's been moved.
Make sure to talk in your microphone.
I move that it be approved.
Second.
Second, okay. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Approved.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, enjoy.
Sorry you had to come back.
Okay. So we're going to move on now to the second variance.
Okay, sounds like a
All right.
plan.
I will let them
That's what I
settle
told
down
them
a little
here on
bit.
town council nights. Make it quick.
Yeah, I understood that.
One down.
I just want them not to really just let them build it up.
The,
Page 45. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the second variance. We are now going to open up the please. We're now going to open up the evidentiary hearing for 329 North Carolina Terrace, PIN number 071096792800000. Okay, a variance has been requested for, it says 404, oh, okay. We have two addresses in this. Okay.
Yeah. So the address of the actual cottage is 404 West Virginia.
Okay.
And I just
All right.
wanted to make sure you stated that into the record.
Okay, so the hearing is for 329 North Carolina Terrace, but the property variance is requested for 404 West Virginia Terrace. Okay? A 4/5 vote of this board is required to grant a variance. This hearing is a quasi-judicial evidentiary hearing. That means, like a court hearing, I can't hear. Okay. State law sets specific procedures and rules concerning how this board must make its decision. These rules are different from other types of land use decisions like rezoning cases. The board's discretion is limited, and the board must base its decision upon competent, relevant, and substantial evidence in the record. A quasi-judicial decision is not a popularity contest. It is a decision constrained by the standards and regulation and based on the facts presented. If you will be speaking as a witness, please focus on the facts and the standards, not personal preference or opinion. Participation is limited. This meeting is open to the public. Everyone is welcome to watch. Parties withstanding have rights to participate fully. Parties may present evidence, call witnesses, and make legal arguments. Parties are limited to the applicant, the local government, and individuals who can show they will suffer special damages. Other individuals may serve as witnesses when called by the board. General witness testimony is limited to facts, not opinions. For certain topics, the board needs to hear opinion testimony from expert witnesses. These topics include projections about impacts on property values and projections about impacts of increased traffic. Individuals providing expert opinion must be qualified experts and provide the factual evidence upon which they base their expert opinion. Witnesses must be sworn in before they can give testimony. Okay, we'll move off to the disclosure. These parties to this case are entitled to an impartial board. A board member may not participate in this hearing if he or she has a fixed opinion about the matter, a financial interest in the outcome of the matter, or a close relationship with an affected person. Does any board member have any partiality to disclose or recluse himself to others?
No.
Okay. Now, the parties to this case have rights for any ex parte communications to be disclosed. Ex parte communication is any communication about the case outside of the hearing that may include site visits, as well as the conversations with parties, staff, or the general public. Does any board member have any site visits to disclose?
Yes.
Okay. Does any board member have any conversations or other communications to disclose?
No.
I will just say once again that I did have communication with Alexis, strictly talking about process and procedures, nothing about facts of this case. Okay. Okay, based on the disclosures we've heard from the board concerning partiality and ex parte communications, does any member of the board or party to this matter have any objections to a board member's participation in this hearing? Okay. All right, if not, let's proceed with the hearing. All right.
Right, I will go get sworn in by Angie. You said it was okay. I can just.
You don't need a double swear.
I don't need a double swear. All right.
You're truthful enough. Okay.
All right. Great. Fantastic. All right. A variance request was submitted by Lindsay Richards and Thomas A. Brown, applicants on behalf of the property owners William Black Lodge, for a lot addressed as 329 North Carolina Terrace and described as PIN number 071096792800000. There should be 5 zeros.
Right.
Yeah. This variance request is to Section 505.71 to reduce the 25-foot building setback from the right-of-way line to 4.9 feet for the purpose of adding a deck to the existing cottage. The subject property is a double frontage lot, and the setback reduction is from West Virginia Terrace. Please also note that the street address for the rental cottage is 404 West Virginia Terrace. All right. Next slide, please. So again, the property was posted and letters were mailed to property owners within 250 feet of the subject property on February 16th. Again, so the size of the property is 0.56 acres. The current zoning and use is I Institutional Zoning District, contains an existing hotel and a rental cottage. And just to make it clear, that rental cottage is a short-term rental that is part of the operation of the hotel. Okay. Next slide, please. So here is the overview. Again, the variance is to Section 505.71 of the Montreat zoning ordinance to reduce the 25-foot building setback from the right-of-way line of West Virginia Terrace to 4.9 feet. In the I Institutional Zoning District, there are no setback requirements except for a 25-foot setback from the right-of-way of adjacent streets and where the subject property abuts a different zoning district. So you can kind of see, you look at the front from West Virginia Terrace and the front from North Carolina Terrace, you see that 25-foot. And that side west, where you see that 25-foot back setback, is because it abuts an R2. But we're only looking at that highlighted, that bolded part right there. So the front from West Virginia Terrace is 25 feet with a request to reduce to 4.9. Okay, next slide, please. A deck will be added to the back of the rental cottage. This cottage, again, is operated and rented through the William Black Lodge. The area in red is the location of the proposed deck. The setback is measured from the right-of-way line to the closest corner of the proposed deck. Okay. Next slide, please. The subject property, again, is a double frontage lot on North Carolina Terrace and West Virginia Terrace. It is surrounded by I to the south and east, R1 to the north, and R2 to the west. The property to the south and east contain a hotel conference center, which you guys know which one that is, and residential uses are to the north and west. Next slide, please. The slope of the subject property per the Buncombe County Steep Slope Calculator is 35.53%. The subject property slopes downward from north to south. The subject property is not subject to the Hillside Development Ordinance. There appears to be a stream on the property. However, the subject property is not in the special flood hazard area. The new construction will not be in the 30-foot stream buffer. Next slide. And this is where I will conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Read
right,
my note.
so-
Nobody reads it. Left hand on the Bible.
So we're going to now, yes.
Okay. Do you swear to tell? Yeah. I know. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
Go ask for witnesses to come up now and speak to this variance request. Okay.
Good evening, folks. My name is Reverend Thomas Brown. I am the director of William Black Lodge and also South Carolina Terrace. We manage South Carolina Terrace. As director, I speak on behalf of the board of directors of William Black Lodge, who are the owners of, board of trustees are the owners of William Black Lodge and the property. This is an exciting opportunity for William Black Lodge and a partnership that expresses William Black Lodge and our purpose going back to 1917 in Montreat, when this property was purchased from the Graham family. That house was converted into a boarding house used during summer for the hosting. As the full title of the name suggests, the North Carolina Home for Religious Workers, later named William Black Home for Religious Workers, now known as William Black Lodge. At some point, well, in 1946, that house burned to the ground, and as did so many properties in town. And opened in 1950 was the current lodge, which is a stone, steel, concrete, very little drywall, hard to access for repairs facility. 3 floors with full food service, commercial approved kitchen, and in the mid-'80s, the additional 4 bedrooms and the chapel were added. At some point, we think in the 1950s, this cottage was built. It was utilized originally for staff housing. The young men who worked and served in the lodge lived there through the summer and made their way down whatever pathway was there to work in the lodge. They were generally Davidson College students, from what I understand. Then women from Queens Cottage lived on the 3rd floor. It was a fancy place. We now have the opportunity and have been using, the William Black Lodge has been utilizing that space as like another room in the lodge for as long as people remember. Once they stopped having that kind of staffing, probably in the 80s or 70s, it converted to being a rental facility with 2 bedrooms in the upstairs portion, 1 small bedroom in the downstairs portion, 2 baths. Nice enough, but not as nice as we want to make it. Recently, over the last 2 years, we've developed a partnership with Northeast Georgia Presbytery, which is very exciting, to do a renovation of the cottage that will extend the purpose of the lodge to provide affordable lodging in Montreat for persons in ministry. The lodge and South Carolina Inn, both as part of their mission, provide lodging at a greatly reduced rate, generally 50% or more, for persons in ministry. That's anybody serving or being compensated by a local Presbyterian PCUSA congregation. This will be specifically 13 weeks out of the year, 90 days, for persons from Northeast Georgia Presbytery, persons in ministry, who will be able to utilize this space free of charge. That was the agreement with Northeast Georgia Presbytery to receive the $150,000 funding. We have it all written up. We're excited about this opportunity, and this gives us the opportunity to make a much nicer space. The addition of the porch creates a space which will open the outside up. There's very few homes, I don't know of any in Montreat, that do not have a porch looking at the mountains. This little place does, and we're going to rectify that by putting, if we're allowed to put this 8-foot deck on the back. It will have 1 sliding glass door, we think, from one of the current bedrooms, which is going to be converted into a living room, that will come out to the deck. It won't be a covered deck, but it will greatly enhance this property for usage for its purpose, serving persons in ministry and others who come to the lodge for short-term stays. So we request that you approve this variance so that we can move forward with this great project, or this aspect of this great project.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll open it up to the board for questions of this witness.
I understand that this 8-foot deck is, I looked at it today, I looked at the property today, and it was very interesting. I had no idea that they were related to each other, that those pieces of property were related. And I can see great use of that small cottage for all the things that you're mentioning. It's really peculiar because it's like two buildings on the same piece of property owned by the same owner looking at each other.
Right.
And or at least relating to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very peculiar because the setback itself, I mean, the whole building is past that property line. I mean, I don't know how that happened, but there we are.
Preceded the property
Yeah,
line.
there you go.
Mhm.
And it's the closest to the road of any piece of property I know in Montreat. There may be others, but it's very close to the road. And so
The lodge itself may be closer if you draw from North Carolina Terrace. Welcome to my world.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah. It preceded, so the lines were drawn after the buildings were in place.
Was there a road up there? A dirt
West
road?
Virginia Terrace was
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's a very peculiar property in all those ways. It's the hardships very obvious to me in that sense. Yeah.
Mhm. Again, I've testified to the proposed usage. It will be short-term. It is a weird little place. There's, that goes along with so many things in Montreat that I've learned about. I also run South Carolina Inn, so that has its own peculiarities.
Yeah.
A house going back to 1912.
Well, you really lucked out, didn't you?
Well, they're great.
Yeah, they are.
They're great.
great.
It's a blessing
Yeah,
to be able to offer these for folks.
for sure.
And this cottage in particular with this porch, I think will be increase usage, increase the funding then for our ongoing mission at William Black Lodge.
I just have one question. If you were to put a cantilevered porch, meaning that there's no porch structure going down into the existing, further in the setback, you would not need a variance? Is that fair to say, or you would need a variance?
Would still.
I have a cantilevered porch going over my property line, and it didn't require a variance. That's why I'm asking.
We'll see about that.
I would probably have to look at it case by case, but again, going back to the definitions in the setback line, it says covered porches, whether enclosed or not, shall be considered as part of the building and shall not extend beyond the setback line.
Yeah, I misspoke. It doesn't go over the property line. It goes over the ephemeral stream line. Yeah, that's very different. Yeah.
Just similar interjection to the previous hearing. We're creeping away from the scope
Right.
of this variance application.
Yeah.
Just one observation. I've stayed in the house. We've stayed there during music conferences with two boys. Right? It's a tight space. It's a great place to sleep, but I wouldn't want to live there. But having that deck out there is going to be great because it gives you an outlet to go somewhere in the evening and breathe the fresh air. Your view is of William Black Lodge, really, but it's very good, and I would highly recommend passing the variance.
Thank you. I would have loved to go back to 1967 and talk to the Board of Adjustments that approved the addition onto the inn that took away much of the view from William Black Lodge. But, we work with what we've got. I'll tell people to look up and look up and across because it will be a beautiful view if you look up. And we'll we've got planned improvements for the rest of the site. We're doing lots of work in both sites.
Anyone else have any questions? I have a couple. Any other board members? Okay, noise, is that a consideration here? Is there going to be any with increased outside noise? How many people are going to be able to sit on?
It's a family who will be there. So it will be really a 4-person unit. So we do not anticipate significant increase of noise. The property is already being used for this same purpose.
Be an
We're putting
outside.
this outdoor area. The closest, we've got the neighbor that'll be to the left, but if you look at that structure, most of their focus is further away. They can-
How high off the ground is this structure? Did I miss that?
Yeah, that's going to be a ways
We've
up.
got we've worked with both a structural engineer and a ground surface engineer, geotechnical engineer on this. And we'll get full approval on the footings and the construction of it. We're in places, it's going to be pretty far up there.
So you're not going to be changing anybody's view in that neighborhood?
No,
Okay,
No, there's nothing.
we'll be improving their view, actually.
okay.
And giving the people in that place a view
Right.
that they don't have now.
Any additional questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go do
Thanks,
some
Tom.
deliberations now. All right. Okay, so everybody knows the 6 findings. Anybody want to speak to any of them? Any concerns with any?
It's just the non-conforming nature of the lot makes anything really difficult since it's over the property line.
Conforming to the lot, though, again, it's their property down below. That's the only encumbrance you'll run. So I don't see that as an issue.
Okay.
I mean, if William Black can allow that, then I think it's all right, because it's their property. It's kind of a moot point to me.
Any members, any other discussion on the 6 points? Okay,
Make a motion to approve the variance.
okay.
Second to that.
Moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Variance approved.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay. So now we're going to do a written order, if I understand that correctly?
Yeah, at this point, we should just take a recess for a couple of minutes so that we can write those orders up.
Okay.
For-
so we're gonna
for both
recess,
variances.
And we're going to write up
That's good.
the 2 approvals tonight for final approval and signature.
Super. You guys stay at the bitter end now that you're vice chair.
He's the one who hired me. I worked with four different staff there. So Jerry hired me, then I worked with Brandon Hunter, who was the first man. He had a heart attack. Pete Anderson, who's here in love working with him. And then when Sid Bass was hired, he really didn't want to pay for use the budget for a associate for youth family. He had other places for that money. So I was not, I was given the opportunity to look at it. And I got on that stage, wonderful, industry, college students. I described it as working with college students. And everything comes in camp terms. It's like working with Which is the best part of Easter of being in the camp staff. Let's get back to a good news. Thank y'all.
What we'll do, Josh, if you can put the my computer up on the screen. Thank you. Yeah, nice. So I'm just going to scroll through this slowly so that everybody can review it. If you want me to stop, let me know. If you want me to read something out to you, I'm happy to do that.
Can you just say what's different from the plain language? Yeah. Just what was specific to the case?
Sure.
Please.
So basically, this is a pretty standard order. It just acknowledges all the elements required to approve the variance. And the only thing that's going to be different, honestly, about the two is the identifying information for each of the properties. We'll go through the Graybeard property first. As you're aware, there are several findings of fact that need to be established in order for a variance to be approved. If you can see where I'm hovering my cursor right here, we're just basically checking the boxes that say that all of these findings of fact were established.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Right.
Okay, see.
So that's the 435 Graybeard Trail.
Would it be appropriate to receive
Variance.
a motion to approve this written order?
Sure.
Or do we?
I mean, you've already passed it.
We've already passed on it, though. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's do a motion. Yeah.
I move that we approve the written order.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion's approved. Written order's approved.
Right on.
Thank you.
Here is the North Carolina Terrace one. Everything's going to be more or less the same, except for the identifying info at the top.
One second, okay.
Sure.
What it says, oh, I see, that's the name of the Brown. Sounds right. Okay, got you. Okay. I see it. Thomas Brown. Okay. Okay.
There you have
Okay,
it.
so I'll entertain a motion to approve this written order.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Written order is approved. Thank you.
Mr. Township Attorney, I wonder if you could speak to some of the concerns that you raised in our meeting about our getting off task.
So those are.
That would be helpful for us to understand, help us think through that better.
That's okay. So I don't have a real issue with any meeting topics getting off task. When we point that out, it's just a gentle reminder to the board to not consider that information in your decision. Because it's really just us trying to protect whatever decision the board made. If a decision was ever appealed, we don't want for there to be any confusion about, oh, well, they disapproved that variance because they were worried about bears, but that wasn't a
Consideration in the variance.
consideration that was within the scope of the variance.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense to, it's
And a cantilevered,
conversational
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So when you hear that from us, it's really not, we're happy to be here. It's not us trying to move you along. It's not us, being mad. It's just us trying to preserve the record. And that way, if someone ever says, oh, well, they were talking about this stuff that didn't have anything to do with it. I was like, well, they were also instructed by their attorney that, that was beyond the scope. It just protects the board's decision.
Helpful.
So
Yeah,
when you
thank
hear
you.
us do that sort of stuff, it's really, we're looking on down the road in an appeal.
Yeah.
We're not trying to tell you all to move it along. That's the chair's job. If the chair tells you to move it along, then you're being rushed, and he's ready to get home.
Yeah, good.
We're still on the record, so please speak into the mic. We have not adjourned yet.
Toward you, that's right.
But it keeps blinking.
That's right. The battery's almost dead.
I have almost forgotten what I was going to say. I wasn't thinking that was going to affect the variance one way or the other. I was kind of making a thought to put in their heads that you might want to reconsider that screen porch.
That's right.
That's all.
Good advice, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Friendly advice.
Another gentle way of putting it is don't get lost in the weeds.
Okay.
Move forward.
Any other comments from the board members? Any new business? I just have one person of new business, and we talked about it, and we can let it go. All of us, me for sure, do not clearly understand the issue of quorum. With the 7 regular members of a quorum. Quorum. And I don't know if this is now the time, maybe it's too late in the meeting, we can do it another time, but as chair, who have to make sure I get the right numbers of people here, I'd like to get a really definitive answer on how that works.
Yeah, so the number that we advise is 6
For any type of hearing.
when you're doing a variance. So
Let him speak, please. Let him speak.
there are two kinds of, generally speaking, there's 2 sorts of votes that this board's going to have. Some of those votes are going to be simple majority. When you are evaluating a special use permit, that is something that can be approved with a simple majority of this board.
Which
And
is what?
a simple majority is a
How many people is what I'm on?
So your normal quorum, it would be your normal standard quorum, which is 4 people. This is a 7-member board, so it's 4 people. And then, so that's a quorum to have a meeting. If you had, let's say, 5 people, something less than that, it would be a majority of the votes cast. So it's a 7-member board. If you had those 4 people here, you would need 3 votes in the affirmative to pass something. Right. If you had 5 people here, you would need 3 votes to pass something. It is a simple majority vote. For a special use permit, for something that requires a simple majority.
Okay, fine.
When you handle a variance, you have to have a supermajority. And in a supermajority, everything changes. It's no longer based on the votes cast, and it's not based on the people who were here at the meeting. It is based upon 80% of the total makeup of your board. Right. So in a 7-person board,
That's 6.
And help me out here. The total makeup of this board, is it 7 or 9?
7 permanent members, 2, 7 permanent members.
7 members, so to make it clear.
And I want to include.
You still need to use microphones because it is being recorded.
Sorry. So it's a 7-member board.
Right.
Right now, they're missing their ETJ members, so there's 6 regular members and 2 alternates.
So it's a 7-member board with 1 vacancy, right?
Correct,
And then 2 alternates.
correct.
Right. So whenever you are casting a supermajority vote, you're going to need 6 votes in the affirmative to pass a supermajority. And we come up with that math by
Yeah.
7 times 0.8.
It's 50.
Even though those are alternates?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get to that.
Can be.
Are you going to be able to put this in writing for us?
Actually.
Yes, it's in a statute. So-
Okay.
so
Can we get a
it's
copy of the
already in
statute?
Yeah, yeah, but we'll.
Because we're not attorneys. We're not attorneys.
All right, so 7-member board, 80% of that is 5.6. Since you can't find a sixth of a person, you've got to round up to a whole person, and that's 6 people.
Right.
So our advice here is when you're doing these supermajority votes, that you need to have 6, you need to consider that 6 people.
Well, you're doing variance votes.
That, to do a variance vote, which is a supermajority.
Correct, I understand, I got it.
So that's when you need
Okay.
the 6 people here. Now, it's not just that you need 6 people here to have the vote. In order to grant a variance, all 6 of those people have to agree. It has to be unanimous.
5 of the 6.
If it's, the way the law works is, in order for a variance to pass, it has to be passed by a supermajority of the makeup of the board. So if you have 7 people here, then you need 6.
Right.
If you have 6 people here, you need 6.
Is
If you
5,
have
6
5
not
people
more than
here, you can't
80%?
hear. What is
5,
that?
6 is not 80%. I can't do the math.
Right, yeah. So 80% of
I
7
got it.
is that 5.6.
Right.
So we round up to 6.
I got it.
Yeah, again, if there are 7 people here, you need 6 votes. If you have 6 people here, you need 6 votes.
All of them.
If you have 5 people here, you can't hear
You
it.
can't do
You
it.
can't do it, because you need 6.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it now. I got it.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yes, for a special use, it would be a simple majority of the people here.
And that has happened. We've had that many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever go home and say, those knuckleheads, I've had to say this the 10th time now?
No, not at all, because I know exactly how complicated this is. And I know how long it took me to learn it. and
Well,
I've
you
been
explained
doing
it
this
well enough.
Since,
Thank you,
for
that's
over a
helpful.
Got
decade.
it now.
Like multiple repetitions, right? That helps us.
No, it's good.
Also, you just heard me fumble through it
Okay.
and try to say it, and I confused myself a few times. It is in here.
Okay.
And so if you, I'm just looking in the,
Majority.
yeah, so,
No, it's a quasi-judicial handbook.
yeah, and I think everyone should have a copy
Yeah.
of that.
That's our Bible.
Yes,
Riveting read.
It is.
riveting. read.
It's unbelievable. The pictures really help too.
Maybe it is for a lot.
All right, so on page 80, they have a thing on calculating variance.
Okay, good. Page 80?
I'm scared because I'm holding it up and letting you guys read it. You might read it and say, well, Brandon's wrong. I don't think so. So I'm pretty sure I'm right, but Bill can tell me later. Or
right,
Danny
gotcha.
can tell me.
All right.
Danny wrestled with this when he was chair too. He had to figure
I move
I
we
had to get
adjourn.
President Trump involved.
Yeah, okay, next meeting. We have anything coming up that you know of as of now?
Potentially, I have 2 applications.
Okay.
I'm still
Let
waiting
us
for
know.
them to
Okay.
get more information. So I would kind of hold that date
Fine.
just in case.
Okay, all right. Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, you already did.
Arrington moved to a second. Oh, she's an alternate? She can't move?
He did, I did, we all did.
Okay, all right. All those in favor?
Doesn't need a second, right?
So let it be.
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Ed, motion to say Ed did a great job. Super leadership. Thank you, Ed.
Can an alternate second?
I don't know.